So basically every day I think I'm going to start doing like a little tech tip on things that I've learned, tools that I've got in my toolbox, things that have saved my life pretty much. There's always that situation where you're like, holy crap, what am I going to do? How am I going to fix this? And one I have is pretty simple. It's called a thread file. A lot of people don't know what it is. It's not very expensive. But it's definitely one you got to have in your toolbox because you're going to have a problem like this, right? So I'm going to show you what this thing does. There's situations where you might have a collar nut or something large. You ain't going to get a tap for that. You know, you're just not going to find it. And especially metric. You know, I've had a lot of trouble trying to find metric taps in certain places. I mean, if you don't have an industrial hardware store, good luck with that, right? You have a better luck not in the city, but in the countryside where you have like an industrial hardware store, like an Ace or something like that, because surprisingly they have a lot of that cool stuff, but not in the city. I mean, it's like they just look at you and stare at you like, huh? Anyway, this is what this thing does. I'm going to show you real quick as soon as I get my camera set up here. And there we go. Basically, this is a thread file, okay? On each flat, it's going to have the number of the thread pitch. This is the file, and then this is the inside thread file, right? So the way this works is that you're just going to find your thread pitch. You can kind of guess. So if you got a bolt or something you need to clean off, and it may just be one thread's boogered on the end or something like that. So the only reason you'd really use this is if it was a bolt that you couldn't get or you needed to fix it right now and you just didn't have one, right? Otherwise, we just go buy a new bolt. I mean, if it was that bad. But if it's just one thread and you just want to clean it off, man, this thing has saved my life. And this is one of those tools, like, you have to have one of these, not an option. Anyway, so you want to find the pitch. So I guess this is like a fine thread, so I kind of say it's like a 125, and bingo. You just take the end, you stick it in there, and it's going to give you that thread pitch. So as long as that fits in there perfect, you know, no gap, and you can't see daylight through it basically, now that's the right pitch. So you know I'm using a 125. So basically what you do is you just take the file on the flat, and it only cuts one way. So remember that. So going backwards, and you never want to go backwards on a file. You always want to go the direction of the teeth, the direction of the cut. Same with a hacksaw, which none of us pay attention to that, right? Because when we're trying to hacksaw something, we don't care. We just want to get through the damn thing. But when you're doing something like this, you definitely want to, you know, go the direction of the threads. So all you're trying to do is just find that thread, and you can rotate the bolt at the same time, clean off that edge, and you can see, I don't know if you can see real good with the camera, but it's cleaned that thread portion. And if it's real bad, it's mushroomed over, you can just keep hacking on that one spot and it'll actually clean it up real nice. This thing is gold. The other way this thing works is on inside threads. So this takes a little bit more work. You got to hack at it, and you don't have the option to, like, you know, slice like you would with the thread file face. So you're just going to use that inside thread. Same deal. See what thread pitch it is. You kind of put it in there till it sticks. That seems a little bit loose. It's harder to see on the inside, obviously. But once you find the pitch, okay, now you're going to use this guy, and you'll notice it's rotated over on one direction, going like the sharp edge, like the tooth, right? So you want to get that thing in there, and you want to get it all flat, and you want to just basically cut and scrape with that thread file like that. Anyway, that's it, man. This thing, I'm not sure what the cost of it is now. I haven't looked for a while because I don't have to buy one, because I have two, right? They make them in metric and American. And man, this thing has saved my life. I can't tell you how many times, and got to have it. So anyway, it's just one of my tech tips. Got a lot of those little handy tools that I use in my shop, and just things I've learned over the years. You know, nothing works better than experience, and I definitely have enough of that. I've screwed up a lot of parts. You know, it's just part of learning. And sometimes even when you're really good at it, you're still going to mess it up sometimes. That's just how it works. So anyway, tech tip for the day, thread file. Got to have it.